There's a certain silence that appears before a storm in every relationship. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it's there, hidden in the pauses, buried inside small excuses, and wrapped within words that sound innocent, but carry a quiet distance. Most men don't notice it. They think everything is fine. They believe the laughter, the shared meals, the "I'm just tired's." But behind those soft lies, something begins to shift. A woman doesn't cheat overnight. It begins long before she ever steps across a line. It begins in her voice, her tone, her eyes that no longer stay as long as they used to. And yet, most men miss it, not because they're blind, but because they trust too deeply in words that are meant to hide the truth. Every man needs to understand this. Because before a woman cheats, she tells a few lies, not out of cruelty, but out of fear, confusion, or quiet resignation. And if you listen carefully, you'll hear them long before she walks away. The first lie is simple, yet powerful. "I just need some space." Those words sound harmless, even reasonable. You might think she's just tired or stressed, maybe overwhelmed by work or life. But when that phrase comes with emotional coldness, when it's used to create distance instead of healing, it's not about space, it's about detachment. A woman who is emotionally checked out will start creating invisible walls between you and her. She'll pull away, slowly, so it doesn't look suspicious. She'll say she's busy. She'll stay quiet during conversations. She'll go to bed a little earlier, wake up a little later. The rhythm changes, the energy shifts, and she calls it space. What she really means is, "I'm trying to live without needing you." That's how it begins. She's preparing herself for a version of life where you're no longer at the center. She might not even realize it yet, but she's already leaving, piece by piece, through silence disguised as peace. The second lie is softer. "Nothing's wrong, I'm just tired." You've heard that one before, haven't you? The calm tone, the faint smile, the refusal to talk. It's a lie wrapped in exhaustion, but tiredness isn't always physical. Sometimes it's emotional fatigue. It's the kind that comes when a woman has given and given until she feels unseen. This lie is dangerous because it sounds so ordinary. You believe her, you stop asking questions, and that's exactly when the real damage begins. She starts to feel invisible. And when a woman feels unseen, she starts searching for attention. Not out of vanity, but to remind herself she still matters. She might not be cheating yet, but she's craving to feel something again. The "I'm just tired" line is her way of saying she's emotionally running out of oxygen, and she's looking for air somewhere else. If a man doesn't recognize this, if he keeps treating her words at face value, he'll lose her long before she's physically gone. Then comes the third lie, the one that stings. "You're overthinking." Those two words are how she hides her guilt. When you notice something off, the late-night texting, the emotional distance, the guarded phone, and you ask about it, she'll turn the spotlight back on you. She'll make you feel insecure for even asking. "You're imagining things," she'll say. "You're paranoid." But here's the truth. When a woman starts using deflection as defense, something inside her already crossed the line. It may not be physical yet, but emotionally, she's somewhere else. This lie is meant to keep you quiet. It's her way of buying time while convincing herself she's doing nothing wrong. And the more you doubt yourself, the freer she feels to continue. This is the moment when most men retreat, blaming themselves for being too sensitive. But you were never overthinking. You were noticing what your heart already knew. A woman's behavior tells the truth her mouth hides. And when her comfort turns into secrecy, that's when trust quietly starts to die. And then comes the final lie, the one that sounds like love, but feels like goodbye. "I love you, but I'm not happy." It's her exit disguised as honesty. When a woman says this, she's already detached herself emotionally. She still feels affection, maybe nostalgia, but not desire. She's saying she loves what you were, not who you've become in her eyes. It's a painful truth hidden behind a gentle tone. This is the sentence that ends countless relationships quietly, without a fight. She doesn't shout, she doesn't blame, she doesn't cry. She simply withdraws, slowly, until her love feels like a memory. By the time she says it, she has already decided. And if another man has entered her emotional world, even slightly, that's when the shift becomes irreversible. Men think cheating begins in the bedroom. It doesn't. It begins in the silence between two hearts that stopped meeting. And by the time she says she's not happy, the betrayal is already alive. It's just waiting to be discovered. These 4 lies may sound small, but they carry the weight of endings. Every man should learn to hear them differently, because women rarely say, "I'm losing interest." They just start changing the language of their presence. They become polite instead of passionate. They become calm instead of connected. They become busy instead of available. Every shift, every soft excuse, every "I'm fine" is part of a slow goodbye that most men never see coming. And when it finally breaks, they stand in shock, wondering when everything went wrong. But it didn't go wrong overnight. It went wrong in moments that were ignored, brushed aside, or misread as normal. A woman doesn't lie because she hates you. She lies because she can't face the storm that honesty will create. She lies because she's already halfway gone, and telling the truth would mean breaking what's left too soon. She convinces herself that sparing your pain is an act of kindness, even as she drifts away. But the irony is, the pain she avoids only grows stronger later. When men look back, they realize every clue was right there. In the distance, the tone, the repetition of excuses. They realize she didn't leave suddenly. She just stopped being present long before she left. So this is what every man must remember. Pay attention not to what she says, but to what disappears from her voice. Listen to the silence between her words. Feel the distance between her presence and her eyes. The truth of a relationship isn't in grand gestures or loud fights. It's in the quiet changes most people ignore. And when you sense those changes, don't confront with anger. Confront with awareness. Bring honesty before the lies become habits. Bring conversation before silence becomes routine. Because every woman who cheats once wished she didn't have to. But when she felt unseen, unheard, or emotionally forgotten, she chose escape over confrontation. And when that happens, love becomes a ghost. You can still feel it in the room, but you can't touch it anymore. You still remember her laugh, her warmth, her scent, but it all feels like echoes now. That's why awareness is not just strength, it's survival. It's how you protect the bond before it breaks beyond repair. Because the worst part of betrayal isn't what she did. It's realizing you missed every sign that warned you she would. So if you've ever heard these lies, don't ignore them. Don't react in rage, but don't stay blind either. They are not words. They are warnings. They are the quiet signals of a woman slipping away. Every man who values his heart must learn to read them. Understand that when she starts saying she needs space, or that you're overthinking, she's not pushing you away for no reason. She's slowly rewriting the story of us into me. Catch it early. Bring the truth back before the lies turn into distance. And when you listen carefully enough, you'll realize that the scariest sound in love isn't shouting or anger. It's silence pretending to be peace. That silence means the storm has already begun. And in that silence, one truth remains. Once a woman's heart begins to wander, words become her hiding place. But a man who listens with his soul will always hear the truth, even when it's whispered between the lies.